There is a latest advisory that's been issued to all Indian nationals in Kharkiv. This is an urgent advisory that's been issued by the embassy. The advisory reads that for their safety and security, they must leave Kharkiv immediately and proceed to Pesurshin, Bebe and the Bezuldovka borders as soon as possible. Under all circumstances, they must reach these areas, these settlements by 1800 hours Ukrainian time today. So this is an urgent advisory for students for Indians who are stranded in Kharkiv, mainly of course students at the moment, advising all Indian nationals in Kharkiv to leave Kharkiv immediately. The question of course is, how are Indian students expected to leave Kharkiv, given the fact that there are barely any means available? Kharkiv, remember, has also been surrounded on all sides, and therefore the only means available to really leave Kharkiv is via train. As we've been speaking with several Indian students who are stranded in bunkers, they currently don't even have the means to access train stations, making it extremely challenging. However, this is an urgent advisory that's been put out by the Indian government, the Indian embassy in Ukraine, advising all Indian nationals to immediately proceed to three areas that are mentioned there on your screens: Pesurshin, Bebe and Bezuldovka. These are the three areas that have been mentioned. Under all circumstances, and this is something that needs to be highlighted, under all circumstances they must reach these settlements by 1800 hours Ukrainian time today. So this is an advisory for all Indian nationals in Ukraine. Clearly, this advisory is urgent. It's given students and Indians stranded in Kharkiv a time of 1800 hours Ukrainian time to in fact leave Kharkiv. Now remember, yesterday when the Ministry of External Affairs was addressing a press conference, they reiterated on the fact that evacuation from Kharkiv is going to be the government's top priority. This of course after, remember, there has been a huge escalation in violence in Kharkiv. There were 10 people who were killed as a government building was blown up. The Indian student Naveen, who lost his life in Russian shelling, was also standing outside a grocery store in Kharkiv. So an urgent advisory to all Indian nationals in Kharkiv at the moment, with the Indian embassy in Ukraine advising all Indian nationals in Kharkiv for their safety and security to leave by all available means by 1800 hours. So if you're watching this broadcast, if you have friends or family who are stranded in this area, this is an urgent advisory that's been put out after there's been a massive escalation. Remember, in Kharkiv, there were reports that there were Russian paratroopers who landed in Kharkiv, after which there was a huge escalation in violence, a lot of fighting there taking place as well. So this is the latest advisory that's been put out by the Indian embassy in Ukraine for all Indian nationals in Kharkiv, advising them to leave immediately.